Hello, happy National Honesty Day. So if you didn't know, it's National Honesty Day. It is on the day that I'm recording this. So if you're catching the replay, it is April 30th and it is National Honesty Day, like I just shared with you. And today I'm going to be sharing with you two truths that you absolutely need to know about building your brand in 2019. And here's the deal. The reason I'm so adamant about sharing these two specific truths with you is because I believe that they are things that a lot of brilliant business owners like you are misunderstanding. And I've seen this because a lot of my clients tend to misunderstand this, or I get a lot of questions about these particular things that indicate to me there's some amount of misunderstanding around these two truths. And I'm not surprised by that because I do see a lot of online experts, whether they're teaching marketing or they're someone who's built an amazing blog and had great success. I do see a lot of these online experts glossing over these two specific truths, or just not even mentioning them at all. So I want to just clear all of this up and give you the truth, talk to you directly, tell you what's up so that you are building your brand with this knowledge, and not honestly, because what it leads to is when we're not aware that other people are dealing with similar struggles, or we're maybe missing a piece of the puzzle, then we start to blame ourselves when we don't have the whole picture complete. If you can imagine yourself putting together a puzzle and you have no idea what it's supposed to look like maybe you have an idea of what it's going to look like in the end, but you don't know how many pieces there are. For example, if you have a 100-piece puzzle, but you actually don't, that's how many pieces it is, but you don't really know that it's a 100-piece puzzle. You're putting it together, and you don't know how much further you have to go, or why the image isn't coming together, or you don't even know fully what the image is supposed to look like. That's what can happen when things like that, like what I've been saying to you, things are getting glossed over or completely ignored that are just real facts of how the online entrepreneurial space has shifted over the past few years. So I want to clear those up right now. So let's get into it. Truth number one is that connection is key. Connection is the way that you build real influence these days online. That meaning having real, honest conversations with the people that you want to serve. Now, there are ways to scale this, but I see way too many smart business owners trying to take shortcuts too early in the game. And what happens, and what has already happened, as I'm sure you're well aware, is the market is saturated. The online space is saturated with people who are looking for those likes, the comments. They're still treating social media like a popularity contest. It's not. So what, and the way that a lot of people view it is, if you can picture yourself in real life entering into a cocktail party, a lot of business owners expect that social media is going to operate in this way. Imagine, and it's not even realistic. So you'll see what I mean by this. Imagine walking into a cocktail party, you say, "Hey, I'm here, look how awesome I am." And everyone gathers around you and says, "Look how awesome you are," but they don't really even know you yet. That's not likely to happen, right? So it's the way that the internet has evolved, it's evolving to really kind of mirror real life. So it's not the way that social media happens either. Instead, how you enter a cocktail party and get to be, the life of the party is you start one conversation with one person, and then maybe another person joins that conversation, and then maybe you evolve to have a conversation with a couple different other people, and then so enough a lot of people at this cocktail party know you, and if you're really an engaging person to have a conversation with, or you're sharing stuff that's valuable, helpful, you're contributing to the conversation in a way that's enjoyable, then pretty soon a lot of the people at the cocktail party want to be around you are hoping you get invited to the next cocktail party, or they're the ones inviting you to the next cocktail party, or they're sure as heck showing up to your cocktail party because you've been such a great person to connect with. So that's exactly how we need to be treating social media. Of course, there is a way to eventually scale that, or you don't have to do so much of the seeking out people to connect with, or the emphasizing connection in such a deep way. But to be honest, I mean, I'm seeing really, really large influencers on all the social media platforms prioritizing the ones that are doing a great job, in my opinion, killing it. They are prioritizing in real connection, not just like my photo, comment below, tag so-and-so. They're not treating their tribe as a collection, as a number, as a, let me get my tribe to 1 million. If you're really viewing people as your tribe, you want them in your tribe because you have a similar mindset, because you get each other and you can help, you know that you can help the people in your tribe. So that's really how we need to be viewing it, is truly in building connections. And a way that I see a lot of people going about doing this in a way that I believe is missing the mark and isn't going to lead to real, true influence is thinking the fact they've DM'd somebody on, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, I see this a lot on Instagram, the fact that you're DMing someone does not mean you're building a connection. So just because you say, hey, hey, so-and-so, checked out your profile, want to know your current business goal. And then I always respond to those because I just want to see where the conversation is going to go. But I would imagine that if that's your initial introduction is, hey, I'm so-and-so, was just checking out your profile and I'm wondering what your current business goals are right now. I'd imagine most people don't respond to that. I personally do, like I said, because I want to see where the conversation goes. And then if your next message to them is, check out this link for how I can help you, that's not building connection. All you know is you went to their profile and saw they're a brand strategist or a designer or whatever. You don't actually know much about them. They haven't, just because they said they want to get more leads, you don't know what they're struggling with. And that is the key. Connection really comes when you can empathize with someone's struggles, when you get them. Or honestly, and it doesn't need to be that you emphasize with eventually, obviously, you want to be able to empathize with the specific struggle that relates to the solution that you offer. But even if you can empathize with them about a struggle about being stuck in traffic or their manicure chipping or whatever it is, that starts to build real connection, and then you're on their radar. So that's just truth number one. And I think a lot of people try to bypass it by doing those quick DMs to 8,000 different people that you're basically saying the same exact thing, and it's not building a real connection. Or thinking that because you're just liking things, that's building connection. And what you want to do is be going deeper and figuring out a way to empathize with the struggles of the people that you're trying to serve. And some of that comes through conversations. Some of that comes through actually engaging with their social media posts, actually commenting, asking them questions. That's a big one. Ask questions. Questions build connection. So if you want to build lasting influence, not just flash in the pan, hey, you happen to get picked up on a hashtag on Instagram and got a bunch of likes in your photo. If you want to build lasting influence, you need to create connections. You need to prioritize building real connections. All right, so there's truth number one. That's just the facts of the way that the industry is these days. And I know there are exceptions to this, but I'm talking about lasting influence where you've built a tribe of people who love the solutions that you offer. And therefore, then you have creative freedom in the future to shift and change your brand strategy as it fits for your lifestyle preferences, your business preferences, all of that stuff. And your tribe, the members of your tribe who still align with the direction you want to go, will continue to follow, will continue to be your tribe for years and years to come. That's what happens when you prioritize building connections and you create a tribe of people who truly get you. All right, truth number two is that if you want to create sustainable success and eliminate the potential for burnout, you need to be strategic. So strategic can mean a lot of things to people. Maybe you think of being strategic as having a clear plan. Maybe you think of being strategic as not doing everything at once. In my opinion, and the way I think of strategic, it's both of those things. And it also aligns with you and what you want as a business owner, meaning that you're doing things that make sense for you as a human, not just the business goals that you have. Okay. So that's the way that I like to think of being strategic. And I think that if you are someone who, I've seen this to be true, that if you are someone who owns a business, it makes sense for you to think of being strategic in that same way. Meaning you've got a plan, you're open to the plan shifting and changing, but you've got a plan that we're following. And you are not doing everything at once. The plan doesn't involve doing everything at once. And it also is very aligned with what you want for your life and for your work and just your general preferences as a human and your strengths as a human. So That is what I consider to be strategic. In my opinion, it's also how I help my clients. That's how I consider the strategies that I help my clients with. We put a plan together. We make sure the plan is focused on what exactly they need to be doing right now. We make sure that it's aligned with where they want their business and their life to go moving forward. So that is what you really need to be doing. You can't do everything at once. You can't just constantly grab at whatever seems to be the latest trend. And you can't just follow somebody else's path to success to a T and expect for it to give you the exact same results, because those things, doing any of those things that I just described, might lead to success in some way, shape, or form. One component of it, maybe you achieve monetary success, maybe you get more followers, maybe you even have a couple years of good growth. But what happens when you haven't either had a plan, when you don't have a plan in place, you don't always know how to measure what's working, so you're not really sure about what results are coming from what, and then that leads to just confusion, basically, and then you can't repeat the successes that you do have. If you are focused on a million different things at once, that's a fast track to overwhelm and or burnout, and then you really are at risk for burnout when you're not doing things that align with the direction that you want to go with both your business and your life, and also a plan that aligns with your strengths as a human. So like I said, just because somebody that you know, someone, a friend, whoever had great success by following a specific strategy, that doesn't always mean it's the best one for you. So honestly, I would say the first step to implementing a strategy, that's the first step to getting strategic in your business, is getting strategic about understanding yourself and who you are, what your strengths are, and really where it is you want to go with things. And then maybe what that first step is to take. If you want more help figuring this out, you can follow my motion method. I'll put a link to that below, and you can check that out if you want more help sort of figuring out how to think, okay, what's my big picture vision? Now, how do I break it down to figure out what I need to focus on next? So that's what I mean by all this, because we see a lot of specifically online business owners. I've seen so many of them talking about burnout over the past year and a half or so. And I think I've really seen it to be just because there's so much noise online. There's so much pressure to show up everywhere, every day, always constantly be doing something new, something innovative. And all those things are great, but you have to understand yourself first so that you can say yes to the right opportunities and ignore the ones that you know aren't going to serve you. So getting strategic is going to be the key to sustainable success, but I want you to make sure that you're thinking of being strategic in the right way, or the way that I've deemed strategic, to being strategic in the right way to be. And that is having a plan that is focused on the right thing at the right time and doesn't include everything all at once, and a plan that aligns with who you are as a human and where you want your business and life to go. So those are the two truths, friends. If you want lasting influence, then you need to prioritize connections. And if you want sustainable success and an eliminated risk of burnout, then you need to get strategic, and strategic in the way that you have a plan. It doesn't focus on everything at once, and it aligns with who you are as a human and where you want to go with your work and your life. I hope that's helpful, because like I said, I think that a lot of online entrepreneurs, and to no fault of their own, I mean, everyone stays in their own lane, right? Or only speaks from their experience. But I know that I've seen both of these things to be true for myself, for my clients, for my peers in the industry. And if you are an entrepreneur who's looking to build your brand online or elevate, evolve your brand, then I know these things to be true for you as well. And I wanted to let you in on these two truths. I hope that was helpful. And today I would love for you just to share with me in the comments below and let me know which one of these truths really hit you the hardest, and what's one step that you're going to take moving forward to work more in alignment with the truth that you discovered. So I know it's a little bit of a bigger question, but I want you to get honest with me, right? It's National Honesty Day. So get honest with yourself, get honest with me in the comments, and be sure to hit like and subscribe, because I'm back here every single Tuesday with brand videos specifically to help you grow your brand online in a way that's right for you. I'll see you soon.